This is a message to all the women who's been put down by life, who's been dealt a bad deck, you know? Or let me put it like this, who hasn't been dealt the ideal deck to handle life, the ideal deck of cards to handle life. This one's for you. You haven't gone unseen. No matter what the media tells you, no matter what the social media and all these people are saying, Kiesha's unworthy, 3 or 4's unworthy and all this, I see deeper than the surface. I see deeper than, what you project. I see deeper than the media. I see deeper than the trauma. And it takes a person to really put their ego aside to really see a person for who they are and not the actions that they've carried out or are carrying out or the energy that they embody. Because just like a Pookie, and just like a YN, it's all programming. And it stems from something deeper, much more than this is who you genuinely and truly want to be. Sometimes we don't pick these things. Sometimes these things are picked for us due to environments, due to just certain social conditions. So I can't necessarily put 100% of the blame on you. But do understand that you are loved. Do understand that there is love for you. Do understand that there is a better life for you if you so choose. And I'm not one of these people to put you down because of the lifestyle that you may choose or how you may go about life. I do understand that it's not conducive, to a life of, pure happiness and abundance. I tell you that much. I do know that. But I'm not going to put you down because of a certain lifestyle that you choose. It's all a part of your journey, and I understand that. How do I look like putting somebody down on their journey? Or somebody could put me down on my journey, if they see themselves, quote unquote, above me. It wouldn't be right. All I'm doing is offering a helping hand. All I'm doing is saying, I see you. All I'm saying is, I see that you're loved. I'm telling you that you're loved. Anybody can change. Anybody and everybody can change. Don't let your circumstances write you off to say that you can never have anything, or you can never be anybody, or you can't change the world, or you can't have love, or you can't have abundance in your life. Despite all that, it's possible. People ask me, how could you love a 3 or 4? How could you love a Kiesha? How could you talk positive about one? Easy. They're still loved by God, right? They still loved by God the same way Jesus would, the same way a righteous person would. See, I can't judge somebody because of because of what they do. When you don't look deeper than the surface. A lot of times a Kiesha or 3 or 4 didn't have a daddy. And it's the importance of having fathers. But we're not going to get into that right now. But a lot of times they didn't have no daddy to show them the way. A lot of times they didn't have positive female role models to show them the way that they don't have to go down the ways that they're going. So what did they do? They turned to what they saw around them. You can't necessarily get mad at that if somebody didn't have a role model. If you had a role model, congratulations. If you knew better, congratulations. But sometimes people don't have the influence backed by certain things for them to continue. And that's something that we just have to understand. That's why we don't talk down. If you want to crack your jokes here and there, okay, I get it. But to make that your whole life, your whole focal point, to talk down on somebody, talk about somebody without offering a helping hand, to me, I think that's just bad. To me, I don't think that's fair. Especially, like I said, if you don't go deeper than the surface to really see how these things came about. Like I said, a lot of times it's just not having proper role models, proper figures, a father, a mother, a decent environment, a life without trauma. That's what stems from all this anyways. It's trauma. And this is just a coping mechanism. Deep down inside, giving your body away and away and away and away ain't beneficial for you. You know that. So I don't talk down on you. I don't beat you up for that. Because a lot of times it's just you reaching and yearning for affection. But this is the only way that you know how to get affection. It's the only way that you know how to get some kind of attention or validation. I get it. I get it. I'm not writing you off as a bad person for that. Because I understand. But once you put it in your mind that you want better, once you put it in your mind that you don't have to go down this route or go down this way, that there's other ways, the universe will start opening up ways for you. The universe will start opening up doors for you. Like I said, just because this is the lifestyle that you chose, being a Kiesha or a 304 or this or that, don't mean that it's a life sentence. Again, it don't mean that it's a life sentence. People change their lives around every single day. You got to see this as a piece of your story. You got to see this as like you writing your autobiography or your biography, and this is just a piece of your story that's going to allow other people to relate to you, to be able to see that they can change their life as well. That's all. And when we say change your life, we're not talking about, saying you got to be a lame. You can still be cool. You can still be fun. You can still do what you want to do, but you're more conscious. You're more conscious about the way that you, portray yourself. You're more conscious about the actions that you have. You're more conscious about how guarded you are. You're more conscious about how, the public sees you, because you understand that that's a direct reflection upon you, and that opportunities may be slighted against you or may not be offered to you, based off of your appearance, based on how you act and talk and this and this. So now you see why it's conducive for you to handle yourself, a certain way in public or in certain environments. So you can have more opportunities granted to you. Now you pass these things on so you can have more opportunities for you and your people. So you and your people don't gotta go down the same path. I understand, I get it. I'm not one of these people to talk down. I'm not one of these people to, disrespect. I know people in the lifestyle. And that's a dangerous lifestyle. That's what I'm saying. Deep down inside, who really wants to do that? It's just one of them things that shit happens in life. And you turn up, and that's one of them alleys that you can go down. I know, a lot of people say, you can go get a job or this and that, or they turn around and look at the Kiesha and ask her why she's so rambunctious, why she this, why she that. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes that's just the environments that we have. A lot of times that's what happens when we don't have fathers in the home, when we don't have fathers in the community. That's why I continuously tell black men, hey, we got to build, we got to have infrastructure, we got to have community, we got to do this, we got to do that. So we can stop the bleeding, we can stop this overproduction of Kieshas and 304s and this and this and this. So we can have valuable women that we could marry and raise families with. Deep down inside, Kiesha want love too. Deep down inside, Kiesha want real love. Deep down inside, the 304 want real love. They get lonely at night too. So let's not hold people's past or their current lives against them. Just like you wouldn't want God or to hold your current life or your mistakes or this and that against you, correct? What if the things that you've done, God holds against you as a life sentence? Like I said before, sometimes these are the things, the journey that people go on is certain things that make them who they are at the end of the day. As a better person, when they learn from their mistakes, when they learn from the life that they used to live. So that's my message to the 304s and the Kieshas. I see you. You are loved. There is love for you. You can be that person that you truly, genuinely want to be, not the one that the media has carved out for you to be, because it's easier. That's a low-hanging fruit for them to write you off of society. Don't listen to all these men talking about an OnlyFans model ain't this, or she don't deserve respect. Don't listen to that. Everybody deserves respect. What's the difference between a righteous OnlyFans model who treat everybody with decency and respect, and love, and genuinely, cares about people and will give her the shirt off her back to somebody, and it just so happens she do OnlyFans and do this and do that, versus a businessman who's unrighteous and steps on people and lies to people and manipulates people and puts people out their homes and this and that and this and that. What about that? What's the difference? I'd rather go with the righteous 304 all day long. I think the biggest thing is how we treat people. The biggest thing is how we treat people. Like I said, we can't necessarily write people out for things that they do that may not be necessarily congruent with how we feel people should be doing. If you really love somebody, if you really want somebody to do better, you stick out your hand and you tell them I love you. And I see what you got going on right now. And I'm here to support you when you're ready. And I'm not going to talk down on you. And I see what you're going through. And I know it's hard. I know you ain't had nobody. But if you need a friend, if you need a brother, if you need a cousin, I'm here. That's what we got to do. Like I said, this might be an unpopular opinion, but hey, it is what it is. Because it's a lot of prominent figures in our culture who started off as a 304. I'm not going to get into that. Y'all do your research. Yeah, some prolific authors, some prolific singers that we adore started off as a 304. Like I said, everybody got their life path. Understand that just because this is your current circumstance does not have to be your life, baby. Remember that. You can turn your life around if you genuinely want to. But just like the Pookie and the YN, it's easier for you to continue down the path that you're going down than turn it around. But you got to really want to. And despite what anybody and everybody says, it is possible. It is possible. You got to really sit down, close your eyes, and think about the life that you really want to live. Think about the person that you really want to be. The one that you wanted to be as a little girl before the trauma happened, before this happened, before that happened. What is it that you really want to do? Who is it that you really want to be? Close your eyes and do that. Dream that. And then every day when you open up your eyes, you work 1% closer to that. You work 1% closer to that. You find somebody that you admire, some woman that you admire, and you model yourself after that. You start taking little bits and pieces here and there. You start adding that to you. And now you start seeing yourself grow and yourself develop. I'm telling you, and just like the YN and the Pookie, once you start taking steps to better yourself and grow yourself and become your highest self, guess what? The universe is going to open up doors for you. The universe is going to open up doors for you. I promise you. That family, that life, the trips, the respect, the things that you really want out of life, it'll be there. Because America loves nothing more than a success story. America loves nothing. The world loves nothing more because it's relatable. Because it's relatable. Like I said, people talk down on you without knowing the nuances and without having empathy and sympathy. I pity them. Because that could be your same sister. That could have been your mother. That could have been your niece. And you're going to talk down on them like that? Shame. Shame, shame. Anyway, Pookie, YNs, Kieshas, 304s, the people that everybody looks over, the people that everybody talk down on, I see you and I love you. I'm here for you. I'm working for you. I'm working for everybody, but I ain't forgot you. Anyway, this is your favorite cousin Rich. Y'all be safe out there. Love and blessings.